Today it's all about personality types, and this one is sure to get you commenting. Let's discuss 8 things only an INTJ will understand. Watch all 8 and let us know if you agree, and to see if you can identify with, and then comment to let us know. If you identify as an INTJ, you've probably felt misunderstood or different for a significant portion of your life. Only 2% of people are architects, so if you believe you are one, discover more about your personality type and identify the things that only you can relate to. This can help you decide how to use those things to develop your soft skills and advance personally. Here are 8 things that will only make sense to INTJs. First, they constantly look toward the future. While most individuals concentrate on the here and now and try to accomplish their objectives in the future, INTJs travel backwards. They think about a desired future and then work backwards to determine how they will get there. This characteristic can be both an INTJ strength and a weakness. They frequently discover that they are always seeing a future world and all the things that can be done because their introverted intuition is their most dominating function. Imagining the ideal future is a great method to motivate yourself to work, and it's great because you can kind of forecast what your future will look like. The second reason is that they are prone to overstimulation. It can be challenging for an INTJ to assimilate a lot of information at once. The most important function for architects is extrovert sensing, say, which is also the least developed of their functions. There is a cause for this, and as a result, they become mentally imprisoned. Architects frequently spend more time inside their heads than outside it. An INTJ may become overstimulated by loud noises, particularly unanticipated noises, or sensory disturbances, which can make them anxious. An architect might become overloaded by the smallest of things. They must therefore exercise extreme caution while managing many different tasks at once. The third reason is that they detest the notion of being ineffective. Being advised to grin more or cheer up is one of architects' worst pet peeves, but there's another one much worse: when someone is ineffective. They've had enough and are at their breaking point. The fact that they are unable to modify something may cause you to become frustrated or believe they are acting unreasonable at times, but this is not the case. INTJs are incredibly organized people who take satisfaction in having everything they need, or nearly everything they need. An INTJ will have high expectations for everyone in a group and will want everyone to provide their best effort when they are in charge of the group. Although it could seem like a good quality, it isn't always the case. They have the capacity to produce a situation that is highly challenging. One of their biggest pet peeves is disarray and laziness, therefore they frequently put everything on hold until the task is finished and polished to perfection. INTJs don't want to accomplish work that is simply good enough. It may seem like a desirable attribute to some people but overwhelming to others. Still with us? Can you hit that subscription button so we can keep bringing you content? Number 4, they are not as cold and robotic as many may believe. Many people associate INTJs with bad guys in films. But in reality, architects have a secondary introverted feeling, phi. They consequently strive to uphold a strong set of personal values and ethics. Architects typically develop these principles in their 20s or 30s, but they frequently uphold them no matter what. Though they may feel more deeply than most people realize, INTJs tend to keep their feelings to themselves and won't readily share them with those who haven't gained their entire trust. They detest working on autopilot. Number 5. INTJs eventually reach a point in almost any career where they have studied everything there is to know and can operate alone. Since it is efficient, there's that word again, INTJs like reaching this destination. Additionally, it implies that they can do excellent work with little effort. Since it's gratifying to sit on one's laurels while others work tirelessly to complete a task, most INTJs secretly like skipping over tedious tasks. Architects find it exhausting to operate on autopilot for a prolonged amount of time. The paradox of the INTJ is that they appreciate efficiency and feel constrained when performing something for an extended period of time. INTJs are constantly seeking out new concepts and possibilities for learning, and they become bored and restless when things become too straightforward. 6. They hate incompetence. Although this isn't totally true, it's a frequent misperception that INTJs hate authority. As long as our superiors are knowledgeable about what they're doing, the majority of architects have no problem following their instructions. Persons who are incompetent in their roles, not people in positions of authority, upset them. An INTJ does not instantly appreciate someone just because they are in a position of power. Respect must be earned, which is achieved through demonstrating one's competency in one's job role. Because competence is more important to us than courtesy, INTJs become annoyed when someone isn't competent and won't hold back when criticizing subpar performance. As a result, INTJs could gain a reputation for being challenging to work with. 7. They sleep well when left alone. It's simple for INTJs to become disengaged from their environment because of how active and analytical their thoughts are. A prolonged period of repressing their weaker function, extrovert sensing, say, may cause them to become stressed. One way INTJs can get beyond this while still letting their brains wander is to spend some quiet time in a serene, natural area. Many INTJs like hobbies like fishing, kayaking, canoeing, and solo forest hikes. 8. They constantly want to have a plan. Some people like to go with the flow and think that things will just happen. Because architects are not people pleasers, these are the kinds of people who would not be good INTJ companions. According to an INTJ's perspective, everything should be well planned out in advance. Rarely does the word spontaneous exist. INTJs typically plan ahead for a fallback approach in case something goes wrong or their first plan doesn't work. In order to deal with INTJs, other people must make sure the plan is set in advance because a sudden disturbance may make them exceedingly irritated and frustrated. Bonus: they yearn to be independent. INTJs need respect from others around them because they are fiercely autonomous. Without that consideration, the INTJ is likely to become irritated and start to push people away. Their sense of independence is a significant component of who they are because they want to be able to accomplish their objectives with a sense of personal pride. INTJs need their own space even though they value close relationships and are committed to their loved ones. Because they don't want their emotional connections to affect their conclusions, INTJs base their decisions on logic and facts. To decide on their own terms, they need unhindered time. The INTJ can occasionally benefit from asking for assistance, but they do not typically like to do so. The INTJ defines independence as the capacity to care for oneself and make decisions without the assistance of others. Their ability to think clearly and focus on the correct things is maintained by this. We hope you, as an INTJ, also understand and believe these videos to be helpful. If so, please subscribe to help our channel. If you disagree or can see yourself in these words, please leave that in our comments.